We last saw Peter Quill in 1988, a grieving boy carried off the Earth by the Ravager captain Yondu Udanta, the man who had been hired to deliver him to his father and quietly never did. That boy had grown into a self-styled outlaw who called himself Star-Lord, still flying with Yondu's Ravagers, still carrying his mother's old mixtape like a relic. When the orb job came in, Quill decided he was done splitting profits and stole the prize out from under his own crew, and Yondu put a bounty on his head that half the galaxy heard. Quill flew the orb to Xandar to sell it himself, and everything that could go wrong did. His buyer heard Ronan's name attached to the object and slammed the door. And that buyer was exactly how Ronan found him, because his hunters had traced the stolen orb through the Ravager's old broker contacts straight to that shopfront on Xandar, and Gamora had been sent ahead to intercept whoever walked out with it. She ambushed Quill in the open street, though not for the reason her masters believed, because Thanos' daughter had privately decided she would rather betray both monsters than hand either of them that orb, and she had lined up a buyer of her own. And a pair of bounty hunters chose that exact moment to collect Yondu's price on Quill's head. A genetically rebuilt raccoon named Rocket, and a walking tree called Groot, whose entire vocabulary was 3 words in a fixed order. The brawl ended with all 4 of them in Novacore handcuffs, shipped to a prison called the Kiln. Waiting inside the Kiln, long before any of them arrived, was the man who would complete the crew. Drax, a mountain of a man covered in scars, whose wife and daughter had been taken from him by Ronan personally, had been rotting in that prison with nothing left but his grudge. The transfer handed him a gift he never expected, because the moment Gamora walked through the gates, every inmate in the Kiln knew her as Ronan's blade, and Drax tried to settle his family's account with her simply for having served him. Quill talked him out of it with the only currency Drax understood, the promise that staying close to Gamora meant Ronan would eventually come to them. So the 5 of them broke out of the Kiln together, less a team than a hostage situation with shared goals, and flew for the buyer Gamora had lined up.